The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, welcome to The Ring and All Other Sports. My name is Leo Connors and I'm your host. And tonight, making his third appearance on The Ring and All Other Sports, professional wrestling referee Kevin Quinn. Kevin.
Leo.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Coincidentally, it's the third time.
Yes,
1, 2, 3.
Exactly. And guys, I had Kevin scheduled. It was on my birthday, January 21st, but we had snow at the school that day, and it was 9.5 hours outside in single-digit weather.
Yeah.
It was not fun. So when I got home, I wanted to stay home.
That's actually my son's birthday, too.
Yeah, I saw. That's awesome. Guys, this is February 4th. Last night, the New England Patriots defeated I was going to say St. Louis.
Yeah.
Defeated the Los Angeles Rams 13-3.
What a game.
To win Super Bowl 53. You're right, Kevin. What a game.
Yep.
Brady didn't have the greatest games. Matter of fact, we were talking off here with Dick, and I heard today he had a 77% quarterback ranking, which is not good.
Right.
But our defense went off.
Yeah. It was, they won.
Yes.
They won.
And you were even saying it too, and Dick, that a defensive player, or the whole defense, should have won that MVP. Julian Edelman played great.
Yep.
10 catches, 141 yards. Mm-hmm. But the biggest story of that game was the defense and how we did not allow Los Angeles too much.
Right.
Great game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congratulations, Patriots. And I'm not going to the parade because I had today off. All right. So, Kev, let's get into it. Like I said, you've been in there a few times, so we don't have to do the get to know you part or anything. I want to really talk to you a little bit about, at the beginning, the companies you work for.
Sure. Sure.
First and foremost, Chaotic Wrestling and their huge announcement that Brian Fury made Friday night. You want to tell us a little about it?
Sure. It's a big announcement from Chaotic Wrestling. They're going to be down at WrestleMania weekend. They're going to be sponsored by Connor's Cure, if you know who that is.
Yes.
I'm sure you do. If you don't, Connor's Cure is a big thing in the WWE. It's a big event, and it's a big thing for Chaotic Wrestling.
Yes.
I want to say it's the first time they've really stepped out of their area, if you will.
Yep.
Brian Fury's done a lot with Chaotic Wrestling over the
great.
last year. And you can see it when he hits his music, when his music hits, and he comes out. You know, he still loves being in that ring, whether it's with a microphone or his fist tape. You know, he's also my trainer. He's a great trainer. This is where I go, New England Pro Wrestling Academy. We actually have a fantasy camp coming up. Click on Facebook events to find that out.
That's awesome. I love that he does that.
Yeah, they're actually awesome because, everybody sits at home when they're watching wrestling. I can do that. I can do this. When you get in there, it's a whole different story.
Absolutely.
Then there's all those people that wrestling's that F word, the fake word.
Yeah.
It's far from fake.
No, it definitely isn't fake.
We'll get into that.
Yes.
But yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting, that show. It'll be very exciting.
And that is going to be at the Rahway Rec Center, which is a great place for wrestling. I've been there once.
Yeah, I have too.
I'll tell you, man, it's great for wrestling because the other companies that have been using it, Wrestle Pro, Jersey All Pro used it a lot.
That's where I first made my New Jersey debut in that building for New Jersey All Pro.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very exciting. I'm looking forward to hearing everything. I'm not going down WrestleMania week. I should be, but I'm not. And Brian Fury is doing great things with Chaotic Wrestling.
He really is. He really is. Let's get the date out for that show.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
I'm sure I probably have it. I should have already known this.
Right.
But,
I want to say, he said, was it April 2nd or 3rd, maybe?
Yeah, it's we'll get it right here
All
for
right.
you. We'll get it right here for
But
you.
yeah, I'll talk a little bit while you're doing that.
Yep.
Brian Fury's doing a great job.
Saturday, April 6th, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., Rahway Rec Center, 275 East Milton Ave, Rahway, New Jersey. Chaotic Wrestling, Connor's Cure, New Age Insiders. Simply go to chaoticwrestling.com or go to the Chaotic link on Facebook, and it'll take you everywhere you need to know.
Nice. And again, I'm so excited for Brian for this. This is great. A lot of companies do go down WrestleMania weekend.
It's a busy weekend for this guy.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, you also are going to be doing some stuff at WrestleCon, right, for NEW?
Yeah, I'll be doing a couple meet and greets for WrestleCon. Then on top of that, I'll be reffing a couple shows for Joey Janela's Spring Breaks.
Oh, nice.
Which I'm super excited about.
Now, does Game Changer run that, or is that Joey? Game Changer,
yes,
right? With Danny DeMonto.
I believe so, yeah.
Danny's doing great things with that company.
I got very few details, but I got the message. I'm confirmed, and all the other details will be forthcoming.
Nice. I met Danny before, and he's a very nice guy, and he's doing great things with Game Changer Wrestling.
I've known him since my first month into wrestling.
Really?
Yeah, I met him down in Jersey when I first started.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with, see how good my memory is, with Ricky O.
Oh, Ricky O, yeah. Yep. It was at JCW, right?
Yeah.
Jersey Championship Wrestling.
Yep.
Yeah, wrestling is really big in New Jersey, too, just like Mass.
It's big everywhere now.
Yeah.
It's big everywhere.
Very true.
You know?
Well, how about let's talk a little bit about Northeast Wrestling.
Sure. Northeast Wrestling. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You've been in the ring with so many stars for that company.
I have. Yeah.
I mean, just right up top of my head, I know that you refereed the 3 big matches between Kurt Angle and Cody Rhodes.
2 out of the 3.
Oh, 2 out of the 3. You didn't do the third one.
No, the third one was actually, the second one actually was in England.
Okay. Oh,
all
right.
I did the first one, and then I did the steel cage match.
Right.
Because it was funny, because we were in the locker room talking, and Kurt Angle says, you better put that on your resume that you did all 3 of our matches.
Right.
And Cody Rhodes says, no, Kurt, he only did 2. But if you look at the ref from the England match,
does he look just like you?
we're twins. Just like me and Rick Knox from PWG.
That's so funny. Yeah, the other referee out there.
I get tagged in his stuff, he gets tagged in my stuff.
I mean, he get bumped.
Yeah.
What about you work for Limitless also?
I do, but let's just touch back on Northeast Wrestling for a second.
Yeah.
I had one of the biggest matches in my career for them over the summer down at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center. I reffed for Kenny Omega versus Ray Phoenix.
Wow.
Yeah. I got a text message about 4 days before.
Right.
Said, how's your cardio? And I said, it's there.
Yeah.
It's there. And I showed up, and I found out I had that match, and incredible.
Yeah. Kenny is one of the greatest workers out there right now. Is he really?
Class act. I was taught from an old school guy about pictures and stuff like that, and nowadays it's a little different because.
Right.
And then I looked at it like this: when is the next time I'm gonna ref for Kenny Omega?
Yeah, you may never see him again.
It may never even be in the same building.
Exactly.
So I went up to him and I said, Kenny, I know I don't like to do this, but could I ask you for a picture? He goes, dude, I do it all day long. Get over here.
Nice.
Just a real class act. And Ray Phoenix is another guy. I've reffed him for a couple times.
Talented, man.
Class act.
Nice.
Class act.
When I had said I met DeMonto once, he was actually with Kenny Omega and Kevin Matthews when I met him at a WSU show.
Yep.
And he was awesome. I asked him about his old traveling buddy, Danny Duggan.
Danny.
Now, you know Danny?
Yeah.
And it was so funny because he's like, we asking about Danny, I can't wait to tell him. And it was hilarious because they both wrestled for Trooper one time down in Blackstone, Mass. They came together.
Yep.
And I swear to God, I didn't remember Kenny Omega, but I remember Danny Duggan because he took this sick bump outside the ring. And literally, man, he hit the ground so hard, I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
But pretty amazing, though, to get in the ring with the greatest wrestler in the world.
It sure is. It sure is. The blood was flowing, let's just say.
Right. And some of the other guys I'm sure you were in the ring with for them were you in the ring with Rob Van Dam at all?
Yes, I got to ref for Rob Van Dam and John Morrison.
Nice.
That was really good. I've done a couple meet and greets with Rob Van Dam.
Yeah. Great guy.
Just like talking to you.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And there's a guy that's
Oh yeah.
Rob Van Dam.
Exactly.
So the funny thing is we're taking all the pictures, and he keeps going like this.
Yeah.
And I go, Rob, these are just pictures, not videos. And he's like, it's just what I do.
Right.
But another great guy, John Morrison's very down to earth.
Nice.
Very kind of calm, cool, just a cool dude.
Nice and very talented, man. I mean, the best wrestler to ever come out of Tough Enough.
Yeah.
Right?
I would say.
Easily.
Yeah.
Have you David Arquette has been making, quite a name on the indies right now.
Yep.
And people don't seem to understand that he doesn't even take the money.
No, he donates
All his
it.
money goes to charity.
Yep.
And because he loves the wrestling business so much, he got a lot of heat when he was the WCW champ.
Yep.
But that's not his fault.
No, he just,
you know?
they decided he was the guy.
How's David Arquette?
Cool as everything. I haven't had the chance to work with him, so to speak, but I've been in the locker room with him a few times.
Yeah.
And he's just really cool. Just cool. Like he did a match at Northeast Wrestling versus Brian Anthony.
Okay.
And he came in and he called
King
us.
Brian Anthony.
Excuse me. Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. You just saved me on that one. That's coincidentally your numbers are green, just like the king. You know?
Yes.
But he called this big bump, this big top rope bump to the floor.
Right.
And Brian Anthony looked. He's like, "We don't have to do that." He goes, "No, I want to do it." Yeah. He's just a great guy. He loves wrestling.
He had a crazy match with Nick Gage recently for Game Changer Wrestling.
Yeah.
Guys, if you haven't seen that, look it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Nick Gage versus David Arquette.
Yeah.
The ending of the match was just crazy.
Yeah. While you're there, look up Nick Gage versus Josh Briggs.
There you go. That must have been real good. Was that for NEW?
No, that was for Beyond Wrestling.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, Beyond, you've been referring for them for how long now? Because that's like the next company.
Over 6 years. Probably longer.
Right. So how long have you been a ref together altogether
I started November 22nd, 2011. So I just started my 8th year.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
That is awesome.
I'm very lucky. Very fortunate guy.
And I've been to a few Beyond Wrestling shows, and they always put on phenomenal shows. The matches are just incredible.
Denver, Colorado, the man, not the place, runs a phenomenal business. And it's actually the third highest YouTube subscriber company. They have over 1.25 million right now. Wow. The only two people that are ahead of them is the WWE and I want to say TNA, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Wow, I have 105.
Yeah, I have like 32.
There you go. But no. But Beyond Wrestling is just great shows. They bring in great talent. I heard they're going to be running every Thursday night.
Wednesday
night up in Worcester.
Yeah, starting in April.
Wow,
yeah, it's going to be like
that's quite a commitment.
It's almost going to be like a weekly episodic series.
That's awesome.
Yep,
man.
and I'll be there.
Yep.
I've already committed to the dates, and that's another company that's given me some great starts.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
The thing that's different about Beyond versus other companies, hence the name Beyond Wrestling, is everybody from all over the country. I'm referring for guys like, I would have never met Brian Cage.
Right.
I would have never, Keith Lee. But while you guys are on the YouTube, Google Keith Lee and Josh Briggs. Just type in Keith Lee, Josh Briggs, rope breaks, and you're
that's
welcome.
all you need to know.
You're welcome.
Nice. Listen, before last company, and then I want to get into the fan question. We can always come back to this. Limitless Wrestling. Randy Carver's a young kid, and he's got something special going up there.
He really does, and he actually, we have a very good relationship, him and I. I'm on every show that I can make right now. I kind of have an open door policy. He is a great guy. His locker room meetings.
I heard he's very inspirational.
If those don't fire you up, go home.
That's awesome. To be able to have that, you know what I mean? To be able to talk to people and just get that out of them.
Yeah.
Like Paul Heyman used to do.
Right.
And he's a young kid.
I want to say he's 24.
Yeah, I think he's 24, maybe 25, but I could have swore I heard that he's 24 years old.
Yeah, I want to say that. He does a great job. He runs a great company. And again, that's another company, Leo, that he brings in everybody from
just
everywhere,
like Beyond.
all over the place, you know? And just while we're at it, XWA, I've been with XWA for a long time. I've been with them almost since I started. I don't do as much there as I used to anymore.
Right.
It is what it is.
Right.
Mike Antonucci's always been good to me. He was very good to me in my fundraiser when I had that little incident in Ohio.
Yes.
But I just wanted to throw that in. You know.
Nice. And Jose helps out a lot down there too, correct?
Jose is like the agent. Yeah, it was very always.
He's a great guy.
It's always helpful to have a 20+ year veteran in the back room.
Oh, absolutely.
To help you out, and I'm not afraid to go to him and ask him questions because he's always right there and he'll always try to help you.
I'm glad you brought that up, how about getting help, because I always talk about when I see Killing Over.
Yep.
Now Christian was doing great. You know, the Michael Jackson gimmick and all that. But when they put him together with Triple-Licious, that was genius, man.
Well, that's because
really was.
Well, that's because you're taking a guy that's been around for, I want to say
16 years.
Okay, I was going to say 15.
Yep, 16.
And you got him with him. You've got you can't buy that knowledge that's in Triple-Licious's head.
Right.
You can't.
Right.
You know, Triplicious, let's do the spot. He knows what I mean. But he's a great guy too. Christian's a great guy.
Yeah.
I reffed Christian's first and second matches out of school.
Oh,
out
wow.
of wrestling school.
Yeah.
I did a phenomenal match with him. Oh wow. Flashback. I just did a phenomenal match in Northeast Wrestling.
Yeah.
It was with him, Darby Allin, and Rey Mysterio.
Wow.
It was phenomenal. The only thing that was a little tough, it was a real cool night.
Yep.
So the moisture got in the ring a little bit. So the ring was a little bit slippery,
Right.
but they still, you know, that shows you how professional they are.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Rey Mysterio, you know, people are gonna say he's name dropping.
Right.
It's not name dropping when you work with him.
Exactly. No, and that would just be a jealous person saying that. Because like you said, if you work with them, that's not name dropping.
He's probably one of the coolest guys
No kidding.
I've ever met.
And one of the greatest workers
Well,
you've ever met.
he's one of the, and there's, I mean, I've been lucky. There's a list of people I've had the chance to meet.
Well, if we get time at the end, I'd definitely like to do that instead of the
Sure.
name game. Go through some of the guys.
Yeah.
But just before we go to things,
do
you
it.
just brought him up, Darby Allin.
Yeah.
That kid's very impressive, man. Very impressive.
Yeah, very impressive, and he's a very good person to have around.
Right.
When I was getting ready for the Ray Phoenix match
Yeah.
and the Kenny Omega match, when I say my nerves were kicking, I literally, the Mid-Hudson Civic Center is awesome. The place is huge.
That's Poughkeepsie.
Yes.
Yes.
And we all had like our own locker room areas, so to speak, 'cause
Okay.
it's just so huge.
Yeah.
So we had this little ref room.
Right.
So I'm literally just sitting in there. And he walks by, he stops. He goes, "You okay?" I go, "Oh, I'm nervous." He goes, "Why are you nervous?" I go, "I got probably one of the biggest matches of my life."
Right.
He goes, "You know what you're doing?" I go, "Well, yeah." He goes, "You confident in what you can do?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Get out there and go do it." So he
Nice.
took the nerves and turned
Yeah.
it into adrenaline, and I was fired up.
Nice.
You
That's
know?
cool. Good.
He's just a cool dude.
That is awesome.
You know, and I would only imagine, I mean, I'm a ref, but I would
Yeah.
only imagine he's not going to be around much longer.
No. Very, like I said, very talented, man.
Yeah.
The first time I'd heard about him and then I watched the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
He really is talented.
Don't blink in the ring, you'll miss him.
Yeah. Real quick to the Poughkeepsie, that Mid-Hudson Civic Center.
Yeah.
I catered Tommy Dreamer's first House of Hardcore show, and it was in that building.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
No
All right,
kidding.
time for fan questions.
All right,
let's
let's
get right
go.
into
Let's
it.
do it.
Good friend of the show, Dan Bolia, wants to know, Kevin, you were one of the refs the night Just Incredible kind of hijacked the show.
Mm-hmm.
What was going through your mind the moment that happened?
Well, it's funny you say that because when Just Incredible came to the show, he walked up the stairs, and I distinctly remember him eating chicken wings.
Yeah.
And he stopped. I stopped and said, "Hi, I know you're eating," but I gave him a fist bump.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he stopped and talked to me. And there was a tag team there calling their match. And they just were going on and on. He's talking to me. He goes, "Look, I'm Just Incredible. They're calling their match. You're paying attention to me. I'm going to sit here and talk to you." So I talked to him, and we were just having a nice conversation. It was a rough night for him. We all
Yes,
know
it
that.
was,
It is what it is, you know. But when the ring came and he was in the ring,
Yeah.
I tried to get in.
Right.
They would not let me in because I honestly and sincerely believe
He might have gave it
I'm
to you.
I'm the one that reasoned with him.
Right.
I'm the one that reasoned with.
Yep.
It was me, and I owe Jeff Cannonball a big thank you.
Jeff Cannonball, not a talented
Jeff
kid.
Cannonball had my back that night.
Right.
And you know, it was a scary situation. I
Right.
mean, the guy's in the ring and he's got a kendo stick, and you know,
Yeah.
you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
But it all ended up okay. And I just talked to him at NEW.
Okay.
And you never know what'll happen with him and I down the road.
Nice. Well, I know he's doing well from what I heard, and that's great because he is a nice guy. I met him a couple times.
You might
and
see
he
us-
always was great.
You might see us together again sooner than you think.
Nice. And the follow-up with Dan's question is, what was the feeling like backstage?
When he was there? with
Yeah,
it-
when that was, after it happened or whatever.
It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
There was all sorts of mixed emotions.
That's what I was going to say.
There was people that were really PO'd.
Yep.
But then there was other people that were like, look, this guy's been around for a long time.
Right.
Let's take this anger and the guy needs help.
Right, I was just going to say
He's
that.
reaching
He
out for
needed
help.
help
He's
the
reaching
guy.
out for help, you know?
Yeah.
So it was tough.
Right.
It
Oh,
was
I'm
tough.
sure it was. And like I said, I mean, like you just said, you were talking to him beforehand.
And I was
the
one
guy's
that,
a nice guy.
I was the one that actually talked to him at the end.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, you were the ref for NEW, Kurt Angle, Cody Rhodes matches. Do you have any? This is from Dan. Any
Yep.
sort of relationship with Cody?
I mean, I've ref for him a lot. I've
Yep.
traveled with him a little bit. My relationship, it's a business relationship.
Right.
But let's just say if there's 5 people in the room, 4 people, 3 people might get a handshake, I might get a hug. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a good relationship. It's
Yep.
a good working relationship.
Nice. Last question from Dan. Any chance we could see you working for AEW?
All I'll tell you is it's 2019 and anything is possible.
Nice. Very good. Thanks for the questions, Dan. My friend Nathan Fuller wants to know, Kevin, what is your best match that you refereed?
Well, I'll first and foremost say every time that I wipe my feet
Yep.
and get in the ring, I'm a lucky guy.
Rest.
I've had a lot of great matches that I'm very fortunate. For all of you that don't know, I got in very late. I started when I was 45,
Yep.
and I've been in for 8 years, so you can do the math.
Right.
But
I'm older
I
than
probably
you.
just let a secret out. That's okay. I'm proud of it.
Yep.
You know, some of the big. I'm sure you all know Dijak.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I've been in some barn burners with Dijak and Keith Lee.
Right.
I'm talking some barn burners.
That's beyond wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking some.
seen one of them.
I'm talking some barn burners. I've been in some barn burners with Keith Lee and Josh Briggs. Josh Briggs is probably one of my favorite people to ref for now. I try to keep that, not saying that
Right.
because people get upset, but is what it is.
Yep.
You know, but probably my biggest matches that I've ever refed are the Young Bucks
Yep.
versus the Hardys.
Man.
Yep. Probably one of some of my
Huge.
biggest ones.
Wow.
I've got to do 2 out of Kurt Angle and Cody Rhodes have wrestled 3 times in their career.
Yep.
I've done 2 of them. One of them was a regular match and one of them was a steel cage match.
Yes.
So, and one of the, you know, I just got to ref for Brian Fury, who
Okay.
came out of retirement for
Yes.
that one night against JT Dunn. Some people might not have been too happy about me reffing that match, but that's okay.
Right.
He's my trainer.
Yep.
And it was a great match.
Yeah.
But I've done so many, Leo. To put it like, those are just 3 that come
Yeah.
to mind. There's so many of them.
Right.
There's so many.
Oh,
of
I'm
them.
sure.
I remember years ago when I started,
Yeah.
I did a match at a Beyond Wrestling taping between A.R. Fox and Chris Dickinson.
Oh, wow.
That was insane.
Yeah.
Then I
Two
did a
talented guys
then I
with
did a-
different styles.
100%.
Yeah.
Then I did a match with the Black Baron from
Okay.
from Atlanta against, I forget whether it was against Dickinson or A.R. Fox, but it was just incredible.
Right.
And I could sit here for the rest of the show and go over this.
I'm sure. And
Yeah.
that was a great question too, Nathan. Thank you very much. Jason Carter, I don't know if you know Pinky Petunia.
I sure do.
All right. Kevin, I want to come back in the business in wrestling, but he wants to ref. Any advice for Pinky?
Absolutely. Go to a good, reputable training school such as New England Pro Wrestling Academy.
Yes.
You can come down and train with me every Tuesday and Thursday.
All right. See that, Jason? Let's get on this, kid.
Go to the Facebook page for NewEnglandProWrestling.com. New England Pro Wrestling. Send them a message. They'll respond back. We can work this out. Let's get it going.
Let's do it, Pinky. Adult Mark Beaudry wants to know. Ask him how many times you eat Chipotle.
Actually, I had it today. It's funny you say that.
Nice.
He's a great guy.
Yes.
And I'm not. This is straight from here.
Yeah.
I miss him.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
And
He
I
is
also-
a great guy. I've known him for a long time. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah,
but
I do.
For
Yeah,
a long
yeah.
time.
And you ready for this one? I miss the old owner of Chaotic Wrestling, Jamie McCutcheon.
Yeah. I don't know Jamie at all, but
Yep.
I know he did great things with Chaotic.
He did. He
You know?
was a great guy. He let me in the door.
Right, exactly. Smart move, Jamie.
Yeah, thank you.
Mark's got another question. Also, what was it like to be in the locker room after heckling so many guys as a fan?
You know, that's a good question because it wasn't all that easy at the beginning.
Right.
You know, I'll say that one of the best managers to come out of New England, Sean Gorman.
Yes.
He let me know what side of the guardrail I was supposed to be on.
Right.
But when he saw that I wasn't going to give up and I kept coming back, I finally got that handshake.
Nice. Very talented guy. Man,
I wish he would come back.
Yeah, I would too. I want to get his book too. I think he's got 2 books
He
now,
does.
but I really want to get the first one, obviously,
Yeah.
and read that.
I messaged him and I said, hey, excuse me, I saw him at one of the last times that I ever was with DC Dillinger
Okay.
and him in Everett.
Yeah, they were best friends.
Absolutely. I said to him, if I ever wanted to be a manager, would you help me? He said, nope. I guess he's done.
I guess so. Yeah, DC, that was so sad. And I mean, that whole clique of a crew, you know, Eddie, Sean, George Carroll, you know.
George Carroll.
They're all like brothers.
There's another great guy.
Really
Eddie
great
Edwards,
guy.
another great guy.
Yes.
And I was a lot closer to DC Dillinger than people know. I think we went over this last time.
Yes,
go
we
to the
did.
gym with him and stuff. But, you know.
Nice.
He's looking down.
Yes, he is. And he's proud of everybody. Especially George, too, with the New Japan stuff, you know. David Ratty wants to know, Kevin, what is your favorite part about being a referee and why?
Sure, I'll give you just a quick history about me and David.
Yeah.
We used to go to shows together.
Oh, no kidding.
We used to go to all the NECW shows down at the Quincy Armory when I used to take my son. Me and him would get there early. We always sat front row, and I was the heckler.
Nice.
Yeah, so I should probably be getting him to a lot more shows, right?
Yeah.
What's my what was the question? I'm sorry.
What is your favorite part about being a ref? And why?
The whole
thing.
whole persona.
Right.
From, if you think about it, just real quick.
Yeah.
If you think about it, right? We take an empty building.
Yep.
We drive in a ring truck.
Yeah.
We unload a ring truck. We set up a ring. We set up chairs. We set up curtains. We sell tickets. We have human beings doing live performances of professional wrestling. I'm lucky enough to get in there with some of the top wrestlers in this area and in the country.
Yes.
My favorite part of reffing is when I wipe my feet and I walk through the rope and I get that rush.
Right. That's awesome. And I love it. I love to see anybody that gets in the ring how they wipe their feet. That shows respect. To me, it does.
You're wiping off your feet. You know?
Absolutely. Brian Privatera it says, ask Kevin about the night Vader almost killed him.
Yep.
But it worked out and he was a happy man.
He was. What happened is they were working. Vader was going for a spot, and Vader actually tripped and fell on him. Literally fell on him, and that was almost the end of the match.
Well, 380 pounds, 400 pounds.
Yeah, but we fixed it. We worked it out.
Right.
And yeah, it was good. And I've actually taken the Vader bomb if anybody's interested in
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah.
Nice. And he also said happy birthday to your son, Matt. He didn't wish me one.
He's a good dude.
Yes, he is. I love Brian.
He comes with a little bit of a reputation, if you will. But if you got to know him.
Yes, he's a good man. If you know him, he'll do anything for you.
Absolutely.
Like when I introduced him to my stepdaughter, Nicole,
Yeah.
it was so nice because he made a big deal out of it. You know, like, I've been wanting to meet you and stuff. And I'm sure he was totally sincere, too.
Yeah, he is.
Because the type of guy he is.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
But it meant a lot to me because Nicole got all excited. You know, she's the type that likes it when people know who she is.
Sure, absolutely.
You know? Next question is from Jared, and I hope I don't butcher his last name. Dumoulin. You know Jared?
I think that's how you say it.
Okay. How did it feel to staple dollar bills to Brandon Kirk's head?
It was interesting because, you know, I'm trained by, my original trainer was a Kowalski guy.
Yeah.
My current trainer is a Steve Bradley guy. So I'm trained to be a referee.
Right.
I'm not trained to have any gimmicks. I don't sell merch. I don't do anything like that. You know, I wear zebra merch though from my zebra my zebra friends.
That's cool.
And wrestling, but I lost my train of thought, Leo.
How did it feel to staple dollar bills?
Sorry.
That's all right.
It was the first staple. It didn't work. And I'm like, oh no!
Right.
And they had a backup.
Nice.
And when I did it, it was just like this, and I was like this, and I got a chant that I can't say on the air.
Yeah.
But the rush.
Yeah.
The rush that I got. And it's like when I'm in these big matches, you know, like when I'm in there with Josh Briggs, when I'm in there with Casanova, when I'm in there with, you know, Chase Del Monte, when I'm in there with JT Dunn.
They're so talented guys right there.
Brian Malone, I can sit here for an hour.
Incredible, man.
Malonis is a great guy.
Yes, he is. He's a very great guy.
He's been, I'll just, if I could for a second, him and Rich Palladino and Jamie are a lot of the reason I'm in Chaotic.
Nice.
And also Brian Fury and training at the school. But they're great guys.
Yeah,
great guys.
That is awesome. Squeaks, Anthony Miller has a couple questions. Favorite Chaotic match that you were reffing?
There's a couple of them. I did a cage match a couple years ago, and I want to say it was Hudson, Mass.
Okay.
Between JT Dunn and Chase Del Monte. Unbelievable.
I believe it.
Unbelievable. I did a couple of matches with Donovan Dijak, different name now.
Yeah, that's all right.
We'll just go with Dijak and Chase Del Monte. They were literally both bleeding like stuck pigs within minutes of the match.
Wow.
To the point where they just took it outside and it just.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Chase is a great guy. Dijak is a great guy. Again, I'm a lucky guy.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You
Jason's so good, man.
You
I mean, all them guys are. Don't get me wrong.
I'll tell you what. You put a microphone in his hand,
Yeah.
I'll put him up against anybody.
Right. He was here.
He, I don't know if you saw the Chaotic Show where MJF was on there, and they had a little.
Oh, I wasn't there, but I heard. My Dan goes to all of them.
It was supposed to be a quick promo segment that
Yeah.
turned into a very long promo segment.
Wow.
Because MJF's the same way.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
kid's money.
Another
The kid is
talented kid, man.
money.
Yeah, he is.
Money.
Yeah.
That's why he's jumping on board with,
Yeah, AEW.
Yeah,
No doubt. His second question is, favorite chaotic match you saw as a spectator, as a fan?
Oh, wow.
I'm sure, because you went to a lot of
I'm
shows.
gonna go. I want to say it was at a Cold Fury. I
Okay.
apologize. I don't remember which one. It was Brian Fury versus Makazi.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
That kid was incredible,
I
man.
miss him wrestling.
He was so good.
Yeah, he was.
So good.
He was.
So's Fury.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Totally. Brian's great.
Yeah.
Um,
I think there's still some gas left in that tank.
Oh, I think so. I kind of was bumming when he retired, to be honest with
Yeah,
you, but I did go to most of his last, 5 matches. I think I went to 4 of them.
And I think I refed, out of his last 10 of them, I think I refed about a bunch of them.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. And I refed Ajax's last independent
Oh,
match.
nice.
I refed TK O'Rion's last independent match.
Another talented kid,
Yep.
man.
I refed Vinny Marsegula's last independent wrestling match.
Very creative guy, Vinny, with the
He's
2
great.
gimmicks going at the same time.
There's a guy that actually is a great guy to lean on.
Right.
That
Knowledge,
wrestling
huh?
brain.
Yeah. Definitely. Very, very, very talented.
Well, seeing we're talking about those two, we
Yeah.
can't leave out Matt Taven.
Oh, no, you can't. Yeah, the Kingdom's just awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very, very talented guys.
The Kingdom needs their own ref.
Yeah, they do. Think about that, guys. You really should have it. How about if you had one match? This is again from Anthony Miller.
Yeah.
If you had only one match who would you want to wrestle?
Who would I want to wrestle?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I like this question, Squeaks.
Yeah.
You're the man.
Yeah.
Love Anthony.
You're gonna look at me crazy when I
No,
say
I won't.
this. A.R. Fox.
Oh, he's good, man.
We've talked about it. We've had some issues at
Right.
shows and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
He got me suspended at Beyond
Yes, he
Wrestling.
did.
For 30
That was coming
days.
up later, but yeah.
Yeah. It would be A.R. Fox, or it would be Scotty Slade.
There's so many guys,
There is.
right?
There is.
I hear you.
There is.
A.R.
It's
Fox
hard
and Scotty
to.
Slade.
It's hard to put a name on that.
Right. Absolutely. Next question. Nathan Fuller's got another question. Kevin, if you had a chance to ref in England, would you do it?
Absolutely.
Go overseas.
Anybody that wants to fly me in,
No doubt.
bookrefquinn@gmail.com. I got a passport. Let's do it.
Nice. Nathan, get on that. Contact some promoters in England.
Absolutely.
JP Griffin wants me to ask you. You did answer this on one of the other ones, so maybe just give the short version.
Sure.
Asked you about winning the Turkey Rumble. I was in advance, he said, with his son Matt, and seeing the look on his face, he said, was priceless.
Yeah. That was awesome because 3 people knew what was going to happen.
Right.
If
You, Pat,
the
and who'd
promoter.
you eliminate last?
JT Dunn. Yep, JT Dunn. He had a little feud going with Brandon Webb.
Yep.
And Brandon Webb got eliminated, and
Yep.
then all of a sudden the 30th entrant came in, and it was me. And I pulled off my jacket, and I had a JT Dunn shirt on.
Yeah.
And then I took it off. I said, "You think you've been the only one helping me since I started?" And I had a Brandon Webb shirt on.
Nice.
So he went to come at me, and he turned around, jumped over the top rope onto Webb, and realized he eliminated himself. And I won.
Nice. That is awesome. I wish I would have been there that night. That was cool. Susanna won it too last year,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Jim Parker, another great guy.
Great guy.
Leo, ask him if you still park in Providence. What happened there?
That's a real sore
What
spot.
happened?
Jim's a great guy, by the
Yeah,
way.
he is a great guy.
I've
Loves
li-
baseball too.
I have literally watched his children grow up.
Nice.
Literally watched them grow up.
Nice.
We had a really rough night in Providence. It was when PWF was running.
Okay.
It was at the Davy Lopes Rec Center.
Yep.
My son's 11th birthday. I had a car stolen.
Oh.
I had a trunk full of my son's gifts. I had a brand new Xbox in there. I had about $1,100 worth of gifts for my son. On top of it all, it was a freezing cold night.
Right.
But this is when people in wrestling become human beings and step up. And I'm
Yes.
talking about Kyle White, Kyle Storm, however you know him, Matt West. They really, basically, Kyle gave me his phone. Do what you got to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got a little message here, I think, maybe. Nope. You never know who's gonna call.
That's
Leo.
true.
So that was a bad night.
Yeah.
That was a real bad night.
So.
So to answer your question, Jim, absolutely not.
Jim, thanks for the question. That's crazy. That's a sad story.
It's a true story.
Scott Emerson.
Yeah.
Shooter.
Yep.
He's got a couple questions.
Excuse me, before you go. Third guy I ever met in pro wrestling.
Really?
Yep.
Another great guy.
Yep.
He wants to know, one of the first people that you met once you began officiating. You just mentioned that. Also, thoughts on cameramen who follow the action at ringside. Scott, do you mean the guy that's constantly in my way at Chaotic, that big tall guy?
Yeah. Cameraman, I'll tell you what. He's one of the best.
Yeah.
He's one of the best. Tanya Cornell's very good as well.
She's great at it too.
The guys that work with Evolve are very good at it too, because I've done some
right.
What do you call it? iPay-per-views.
Yep.
And they pretty much, you have to know how to do it. And what I can say there is, get me ready for some TV and I'll do it.
Nice.
Ring of Honor, NXT,
Yeah.
AEW, let's do this.
Excellent.
BookRefQuinn@gmail.com.
See that, guys? Get on it. Also, he just says he calls Kevin a great friend and, like a brother to him. See you soon, Quinn.
Yep, absolutely.
Thanks, Jim.
He's been a great guy.
Scott. That was Scott. I'm sorry.
I've known, like I said, Scott's the third guy I ever met.
Yeah. Great guy. Also, we got George Carroll Jr. Have you been knocked out of the ring recently? If so, was there someone making sure you were okay? She's just wondering.
George Carroll?
Yes.
Actually, I was knocked out at Chaotic.
Yeah.
And I came to the back and I
Brandon Locke.
No. JT Dunn.
JT Dunn, okay.
Yeah, I took death by elbow.
Yeah.
He was working Brian Malonis, and there was a spot where I took the belt from Malonis. JT went to
I
hit
was
him.
there. I saw it.
JT
Yes.
went to hit him with the elbow, and I got hit. And when you see me dangling over the rope,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Really?
Out.
That was legit.
I'm out. Yep.
Wow.
And I need to get help back to the ring and help back to the back.
Right.
And when I got to the back, I didn't know where I was.
No
and
kidding.
George Carroll was the one that took me, sat me down, got me water, got me ice, took care of me.
George is a great guy.
Yeah,
He
George is
really
a great guy, and he's a guy that if I text him at 3 o'clock in the morning, he's going to text me back.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely like that. I've known George for a while, and he's a great guy. Shooter's got another question. How does shows on the weekend affect your day job, if any?
It doesn't, because I work for a commercial cleaning company, Jan Pro in Woburn, 781-482-7996 if you need a free cleaning estimate. I'm sorry, Leo. I'm plugging away tonight,
you gotta
buddy.
do it. I want you to do it.
I'm going to get heat. Oh, Quinn's putting himself over. But you know what? It's 2019, Leo.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm having fun.
Nice.
I'm almost done. Let's be honest.
I hope not.
Fury says I'm going to ref till I'm 60, so.
There you go.
But yeah.
Job security.
Absolutely. My boss is a very good guy.
Yeah.
And when I got hired, I let him know that, I'm a professional wrestling referee. And actually, my hours at Friday, I get out at 1.
Right.
So I'm very lucky as far as that goes. So I travel, and if I have to leave early, take a day off, I'm very lucky I can.
Nice. We did talk about that too on your second appearance, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. Well, the second part, I love this one too, that Shooter has. Any feedback from veterans who appear on the same show as you? Any, I guess he means feedback, like what you did good, or,
Yeah, whenever I'm in the ring with somebody who's been around for 15, 20 years after a match, I know, when I go up to him and ask him for feedback, it maybe shows not a lot of confidence on my part.
Right.
But I look at it just the opposite.
Yes.
I'm confident in what I do, and I feel I'm pretty good at what I do.
Right.
But if someone's been around for 20 years, he's been around for a reason.
Yes.
So I want to pick his brain or her brain.
Right.
And I want to ask questions, and I'm not afraid to.
Right.
Whatever the feedback is, that's why I have this.
Right.
I write it down, and then I take it to Fury, and I go, look, we got to work on this, and we work on it.
So who are some of the veterans that maybe have given
I'm lucky, and I always pick Brian Malonis' brain. I always pick Chase Del Monte's brain.
those guys.
I always pick JT Dunn's brain.
Yes.
Josh Briggs. Anybody,
Right.
But a lot of times, I just do my thing.
Yeah.
I just do my thing.
Nice. Those guys are all great too.
Yeah.
How about Brandon Belanger wants to know, if you were in the WWE right now as an official, what 2 wrestlers would you like to ref and why?
Oh, come on. It's pretty easy. That's pretty easy. John Cena.
Yeah.
Because he's John Cena.
Exactly.
And I've been in the ring a bunch of times with AJ Styles. But I would love to be in a WWE ring with AJ Styles.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been in the ring with Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
I've been in the ring. I mean, if you go to an NXT locker room, I'll probably ref for 95% of them.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a tough one. You know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
A couple more questions, then we'll play the name game a little bit.
Somebody's thanking me for giving them a shout out.
Nice. These are from Maverick Wild. Actually, one a question and one a statement. I'll do the statement first.
Okay.
He said, God, nobody under 30 understands how great this is. You're having you on, I'm sure.
Oh.
You definitely got to let me know, Mav, exactly what you meant on that. That's what I think he meant.
Mav's a great guy.
He is.
And I'll go into a little short story.
Go right ahead.
Mav. Mav saved my butt one night in a locker room. I'll leave the name of the company out of it.
Okay.
We had a couple issues.
Yep.
I got asked by a couple of the top female wrestlers around. They were having a big match. They asked me if I would come in and ref it. I said, sure. So I'm getting dressed. Somebody came over and they go, what are you doing? I says, I got booked by the booker. And this was the general manager. And the general manager says, no, you got to get undressed. So I got undressed. Then the girls were like, what are you doing?
Right.
And I got dressed again. Then the guy came back over. He says, you got to get undressed. And JTG was in the locker room.
Okay.
I was talking to him. And I asked him.
Yeah.
I go, dude, what do I do? And I can't tell you what he said. But anyway, Maverick Wild and Slick Wagner Brown took care of me.
Nice.
Slick Wagner Brown grabbed me put his arm around me. We went right to the boss man and we figured it out and we got it done.
Nice. So you ended up reffing.
I ended up reffing.
Nice.
And I would have, if Maverick Wild didn't have the conversation that he had with me, I would have lost my cool and we'll just end it there.
That's awesome.
So just from me to you, Mav, thank you.
You just those 2 guys are both great.
And Slick.
And Slick, I've been a fan of his, for the longest time. He's my daughter's, my youngest favorite wrestler. My grandson loves him.
Yeah.
Just a great all-around guy.
Every time I hear his theme song, it gets stuck in my head for days.
Right. So talented. All right, last question from Mav here. Being based out of New England, have you ever driven all the way to a show in terrible winter weather to discover the show was postponed at the last second? That's the first part of it.
I have to say that I'm very fortunate. No, it hasn't
happened. Let's see. The second part is at the last second. Or with cell phones and social media, is this pretty much a thing of the past?
It happens, but I think it's more well known. It's more known now with social media.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's see. That's for the questions. How about? That's weird, man. We went through that fast.
We did. We still got a little time left.
Yeah. Well, that's all right, though, because it gives us time to talk about these guys.
Sure.
Now, you had mentioned off here, too. I think you might have even mentioned you were attacked by JT Dunn at Beyond Wrestling.
I was.
What happened? Why? What happened?
Well, JT's not with Beyond Wrestling anymore.
Right.
I don't know. There was a situation, and he had been having some issues, and I'm sitting in the ring, and he's cutting a promo, and this is when he was going at it with Dijak.
Okay.
And he's cutting the promo, and all of a sudden there's a Dijak chant. And all I remember is JT Dunn. Dijak? Dijak? You want to chant for Dijak? That's why this is going to happen. Boom!
Oh.
Gonzo.
Death by elbow.
Death by elbow, then about 10 punches to the head.
Really?
Before.
Some good punches,
right,
too.
and you ready for this one? You know who was supposed to come out and save me?
Dijak.
No. But they were stuck in traffic. The Hit Squad.
That would have been awesome. Both those guys are great.
I'm sitting in the ring like,
where's
the music?
Yeah. They're both great guys, man. One of my favorite tag teams.
They're 2 of my favorite. Can I just tell a quick
story?
Please. About Danny Moff.
Yeah.
About Danny Moff. He found out I got hurt.
Right.
And he came up to me and he says to me, why didn't you tell me? And I said, well, I really didn't want to tell anyone. I didn't want to lose bookings.
Right.
Mac, I'll be with you in a second. walk with me. Let me tell you something. Wrestling will be here today, tomorrow, next week, next year. You and your health won't be.
Right.
Kissed me on the cheek and smacked me on the ass and said, smarten up.
Nice.
There's a guy that gives a you-know-what.
Yeah.
And there's a guy, to be honest with you, I wouldn't want to piss him off.
No. And
I've
been a fan of this for a long time.
I was in a match with him, and it was at Beyond Wrestling. It was with the Hit Squad.
Yep.
Team Tabernacle, I want to say.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's the name of team,
Yep.
yeah.
So these guys, nobody wanted to listen to me.
Right.
Nobody was listening. So I grabbed a microphone.
Yeah.
And everybody was looking at me like, Mouth's like, what are you doing? I said, just be quiet. I said, you know what? You don't want to listen to me? You want to fight? Guess what? And now one of the Tabernacle guys slaps me in the face. I back up. Like, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Boom, smacks me again. Mouth stands in front of me. And I said, you know what? This is now a street fight.
Yes.
So I get to the back, and Denver, Colorado says, oh, now you're a booker. And I said, sorry about that. He said, no, it worked out well, but you probably ought to run that by me.
Yeah.
You know, but that was just a quick little story.
That's awesome because he's so great. My grandson loves him too.
Yeah.
We got some really good pictures with those guys. And now also, you were the DDT Iron Man champ by one of the weirdest matches I've ever seen. You took the belt and went 1, 2, 3, and it was over.
No, I didn't even.
You did it in your hands.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But you know how I won it? She gave up. She gave up. She gave up, and then she gave me the belt. Did you know how I lost it?
No, I know you lost it to Johnny Cockstrong.
Right.
One of the greatest wrestling names I've ever heard.
He has his light up, whatever.
Yeah.
So he takes off his towel, and I'm blinded by light,
Right.
and I pass out. And he pinned me 1, 2, 3. I lost the title.
Wow. How long were you champ?
A couple hours. But if you look in the record book, if you look in the record book, this is true. Look in the record book. I'm in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Yeah, because like you said, you beat Tanya by playing charades practically.
Yeah, absolutely. I said
I
like
love
this.
that.
I go, you. She goes, me. I said,
Yeah.
give and up. I said, she gave up.
Yeah. That was great.
Yeah.
Were you there when Jake Manning just won the Rumble? Was that
You
for
know what?
NEW?
Yes.
Were you there?
Jake Manning's awesome. And I used to go up to him. I've worked with him a lot.
Right.
I'd go up to him.
Very talented.
Is this the night? Well, I don't know, kid. I don't know. So when he won that Rumble, Leo, even though AEW was in the building and they got a pop,
right.
But the pop that he got,
I heard it from the video.
I've never heard anything like that.
They went crazy.
And I walked in the locker room after, and I walked by him because I was focused on something. He goes, hey. Because one of the guys that always asked if I was going to win, I went over, I gave him a huge hug. Guy's a class act.
Yeah.
And on top of it all, he's a great wrestler.
Yeah, no, he really is.
Oh,
and his gimmick, I love it, the Man Scout.
Oh, yeah, he gets the book.
That's so cool.
Like, I've been in matches with him when someone's hit him or something, he's brought over the book, and he's like, you can't do that. And I'm like, the book says you can't do it.
Now, does he work for High Spots, too?
Yeah.
That could have, all right, that's cool. He is very talented, and he threw out the King Brian Anthony, right? Was that who he threw out at the end? Who was very hated at AEW.
He is, but the way that the spot was, it looked like Manning was going.
Yeah.
It looked like he was going.
I just happened to catch the video on Facebook, and at first I didn't realize it was Jake.
Yeah.
You know, I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden I watched it again, and he turned around. I'm like, it's Jake.
Yeah, it was awesome, man.
That is cool. Just a couple more guys that wrestle around there.
Sure.
We got a little over 9 minutes.
Sure.
Ron Zombie.
Great guy. Ron Zombie's the type of guy. There's guys in wrestling you walk up to, you shake their hand. There's guys you walk up into wrestling, you give them the guy hug.
Right.
There's guys that you walk up into wrestling and you hug them.
Yeah.
He's one of them.
Nice.
He's one of them.
Nice. And he's been around a very long time.
He really has.
Trained by Killer Kowalski.
Yep, yeah. He was in the same class, I want to say, as Bo Douglas.
Yes.
If I'm not
and
mistaken.
he's so talented.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy to have in the locker room. He's been around for what, 20?
Right. Yeah, something like that. A long time.
22?
Something
maybe?
like that.
Yeah.
He's been around a long time.
Yep.
How about, does he still wrestle for these guys? Jay Freddy?
Jay Freddy, I haven't seen him in NEW in a while.
Okay.
I've been more with him up at Limitless.
All right.
He does the thick boy gimmick with John Silver.
He is thick.
John Silver. There's another guy.
Yeah.
He's freaking jacked.
Yep. He is. What about his partner, Alex Reynolds and the Beaver Boys?
Now, Alex Reynolds is a very, very quiet guy.
Yeah.
Very quiet.
Right.
You Very quiet, very professional, but quiet, but a phenomenal wrestler.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I actually did the match when CZW came to the Fet a few years ago as part of a Beyond Wrestling CZW thing. And there was a CZW title match between the Beaver Boys and Juicy Product. And
It was David Starr and JT Dunn.
Right, and I ref that match.
Right.
And Juicy Product won the belts. So people ask me, have you worked for CZW? And I'm like, sort of.
Right.
You know?
That's cool. How about Kim Zagami?
Cam Zagami is one of my travel buddies. We go to NEW together.
Right.
Cam Zagami is a good guy. He's a young kid who has a bright future ahead of him. You know? And while we're on it, if I can,
please.
There's another guy that's probably one of the fastest rising stars around. I'm not sure if you know who I'm going to say.
I think so, but...
Who do you think I'm going to say?
AG.
Retrosexual
AG.
Anthony Green and the Honeys. I'll just leave it to you. He found his calling.
Absolutely, and he's killing it, man. He is killing it. And to have the Platinum Honeys with him, who doesn't like hot girls? You know what I mean? Seriously.
I'm not sure if I could travel. I don't know if that'd be good for my health, but no, I'm just kidding. And they're also great people.
Right.
All three of them.
How about LaFisto? You know LaFisto at all?
Oh,
I love her.
I call her the badass.
She is.
She's a badass. Yeah.
She is.
Yeah. She has the intensity. And now there's a girl, a woman, that's been around, I want to say 20 years.
Oh, easily.
Right?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
If not longer.
Right.
Just a class act.
Nice.
She's another one. No handshake.
Got a hug. Nice. Yeah, no, I am a big fan of hers. I really am.
Huge.
This guy mentioned me a couple times on his podcast, the wrestling podcast about nothing, and he said, I tag him and everything because we talk a lot about him. We can't help but talking about him. The Kingpin, Brian Malonis.
There's a guy. It's just a class act.
Right.
He's a guy, if there's a locker room, if he's in my locker room that I'm in, and I have whatever, I'm taking a big bomb, whatever the situation is, and Fury's not around, he's who I go to.
Nice. How about his podcast partner, former referee who's on an extended hiatus, Mike Crockett?
Probably one of the top 2 refs in New England.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is him and Todd Sinclair.
They're both,
best refs in New England.
Yeah. No, they are fantastic.
And I'm right behind them.
Oh, you're right there with them. Trust me, you ain't behind them. You're right there with them.
They're both good guys.
They seriously, I don't know Crockett well, but he's given me a couple of nice things to say, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
And he's a great ref.
Yeah,
he is.
He is, and you never know.
Right. I'm going to give another female. I don't know if you've crossed paths with her, but she had a nice picture on Instagram today. Solo Darling.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. Oh, Solo, I ref her all the time.
Really?
Oh, yeah. She's a Chikara girl.
Yes.
I ref her all the time at Women's Revolution Wrestling. We just have a thing. I just walk up to her, and I'm like, what's up? And then she flexes back. And I'm like, hey, class act.
She's been working out a lot, too, so she looks fantastic.
Yeah, she does.
How about John Walters? Seeing he came back for a little bit.
Great guy.
Yeah.
There's a guy.
Pure wrestling.
There's a guy. I ref the match with him and Jonathan Gresham at Beyond Wrestling. And I want to say it was 22 minutes. For some reason, that sticks in my mind. 1 strike.
Really?
1 strike.
They just wrestled.
1 strike, and 1 strike ended the match.
Wow.
Yeah.
John is incredible wrestler.
And I've refed for him. I've probably refed a good portion of his matches since he's been back. And the one thing that I always notice, and I say it to him every time, you're not even breathing.
Right. The cardio's crazy.
After that match with Gresham, another one. There's another one. There's another. We'll get in.
So talented.
We got like 4 minutes.
That's
I'll
all
touch
right.
base on him real quick. But as far as John Walters, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. And he's a great wrestler.
Yes,
and you haven't seen the last of him either.
I hope not.
No, you haven't.
Jonathan Gresham.
Just a great guy.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of matches with him and Zack Sabre Jr.
Okay.
And they had some finishes that insane.
Right.
Like some of them I don't even know what they were. I don't even know what the names were.
Right.
They just were these, tied
the
up
octopus.
just tied up like pretzels.
Yeah.
Just incredible. Zack Sabre Jr., just a great
Another
guy
one,
to
right?
work for.
Nice.
Great guy to ref for.
All right, how about, I'm a huge fan of this girl, Jordan Grace.
There's another one. She squats 225. She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's awesome. I've been in the ring with her a bunch of times. I actually was in the match, excuse me, that she worked Brian Cage.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was a great match.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
too.
that was a great match,
Yeah.
and there was a couple spots that got a little tricky because I mean, he's got to be what 275.
Right.
He's another class act.
Yeah.
He's another class act. The funny thing about me and him is we don't talk really wrestling. We talk gym,
Yep.
diet,
Nice.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Jordan Grace, yeah, she's great.
Now, I don't know if they got married, but did she marry Jonathan Gresham? I know they were together for a while.
You know what? I'm not sure.
Right. That's fine. Like I said, I am a huge fan of hers.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring up this tag team because I haven't brought them up in a while. The Hoods. Davey
Hoods,
Cash
yeah.
and Chris Pyro. I'm a huge fan of those guys.
I've known them since I started.
Yep.
I haven't seen them around in a while.
Right.
But they're two great guys. And again, those are guys that just hug.
Yeah.
You know?
Davey's a great. I mean, I know Davey a little better than Chris.
Yeah.
Just talked to him on Instant Messenger the other day because
Yeah.
we were in that car accident.
Oh,
and he was
right.
checking up.
Yeah.
Just a great guy. Really,
Yeah.
really like Davey.
I agree.
How about another guy that's killing it right now? Ace Romero.
He's a guy. I did a steel cage match.
Right.
I was on the outside.
Okay.
With him versus Anthony Green. And little does Ace Romero know, but he practically saved my life.
Really?
The cage broke.
Okay.
The cage broke. The match hadn't even started yet.
Right.
For some reason, there was some malfunctions the way it was put together or whatever.
Right.
But AG went to climb up it just to jump off, and it fell down, and it hit Tanya, the
Right.
camera girl. I got hit by the door.
Okay.
But what saved me is Ace took the brunt of it on his back. I literally had it on me. I couldn't get it off.
Right, right.
And DL Hurst, who was injured, came over, and the fans actually lifted it up.
That's. I'm glad you brought him up because
Yeah.
I'm very happy to see him come back.
Yeah.
How great was it to see him come back this past Friday
Awesome.
in Lowell?
Awesome.
The pop was huge because I saw a video.
Oh yeah, he's a kid. You know what? All the time that he was out, didn't
Yep.
miss a class. Was always at a class, sitting there taking notes, helping, whatever the case is.
That's awesome.
It's a cool dude.
That's dedication, and I
Yeah.
got him coming up. So I'll just let you know on March 11th. So
Good.
make sure you watch that
I
because
will.
I'm very excited to have him
absolutely.
on. I guess one last name. I'll do two.
Sure.
Big Bacon, Brad Hollister, and Ham and Tunis, the closers.
Awesome. Big Bacon is the NEW champion
Yes.
right now. I was just in a match with him and Christian
Yes,
Casanova.
now that match must have been fantastic.
I got a little roughed up.
Did you?
I did. I took one of his flying euros in the
Right.
corner that Christian decided to move and pull me in. But that's another story. Tunis is a great guy.
Right.
They're both great guys.
Nice.
You know what? I'm a lucky guy.
Yeah, they're both so talented. You
They
know?
are, yeah.
But yeah, so we might as well go one more name. How about Warbeard and Tommaso?
Just great guys.
Yes.
Great guys. I'm very happy for the both of them. They're both where they should be.
Right.
They're both great guys. You know, I'm gonna throw one more name
Yeah,
out
please,
because
go ahead.
Because we're running out of
Yep.
time. David Starr.
Oh,
When you
incredible. Actually,
ask me who I want to wrestle,
Yeah.
I want to kick his.
Nice. I got a really
Yeah.
funny story to tell you after this.
Yeah.
Kevin, thanks for coming
Leo,
on.
thank you.
We'll do this again. Guys, we're out. Peace.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.